Awesome. So my name's Tim Peterson, and I want to welcome everybody to our Team Neora Zoom. For many of you, you are on this Zoom for the very first time, and you're wondering, what is it that my friend is so excited about? Maybe some of you have jumped on here because you heard and you've seen that there's a lot of people that are being laid off. In fact, they just came out with the numbers, 2 to 3 million Americans will be laid off by next week. And somebody said, I cannot hear anything. Where is the volume? It should be on your computer. But 2 to 3 million Americans are going to be laid off by next week. In my industry, I came from the restaurant industry over 20 years, and 1/3 of the entire restaurant industry has been laid off already. And I was just seeing that 90% of Uber drivers, 90% of business has gone down. So what people are looking to do right now is say, where and how can I make money for my family? Because as you saw, the government is not acting fast enough to be able to get the relief that we need. And even when the relief comes, it just simply won't be enough for so many people. We have a solution for that, and that is why you're on this Zoom. The most important part why you're on this Zoom right now. You know, I spent over 20 years in the restaurant industry, and an old roommate called me up and he said, hey, I'm sending you night cream in the mail. I said, why? He told me that Jeff Olson was the CEO of this new company. And I knew who Jeff Olson was, so I signed up. But I didn't do anything for almost 2 years because I didn't think that face cream was going to be my ticket out of the restaurant industry. But 2 years had gone by and I got laid off for the first time ever. I was a little bit more open to take a look at what I signed up for. And I called him up. I said, how you doing? He said, Tim, this is the money I'm making. And that was impressive, but more impressive, he said, I was able to walk away from the restaurant industry. And so I got started. And at first I, tried to do it my way. But once I realized there was a system in place and I started to follow that system, just a handful of years later, I've been able to qualify for a Lexus car bonus. I've been to an all expense paid trip to the Bahamas with team members. I met my fiance through posting a before and after photo on Facebook. So to say this company's changed my life is an absolute understatement. And I have team in multiple countries. So I'm going to share with you the result that I got right now. And then I'm going to go through host. Oh, could you enable the screen sharing for me, please, Anna? Because I'm going to go ahead and share some results with you folks that really is what propelled my business forward, because I come from the sales background. And when you enable me, could you just put it in the chat? I came from the sales background. So when I first came into Neora, I thought, I'm just going to use my skills to sell these products. And when I tried to do that, I failed miserably. People looked at me like I had 3 eyes. They're like, what are you doing? You're a skincare guy now? I thought you were in restaurants. And so I went back to my buddy and I said, this isn't working. You must have gotten in early. And he said, well, what are you doing? I said, I'm trying to sell it. He said, we don't do that here. And I'm like, well, how do you make money? And he said, well, we have a system in place that Jeff put in place called the Neora Rhythm, which actually allows people, no matter how busy they are in life, in fact, the busier you are, the better this system works, to be able to plug in, to be able to, continue to earn money while you are working your job or building a business or whatever it is. And so I plugged into that system, like I said, and part of that system is just sharing before and after photos, getting the product into people's hands so that they can, touch, feel, and experience their own results. And when they got their own results, that's when I decided to start sharing their results. And that's when people started to really see a difference. I am not able to share my screen.
Go ahead, Tim, try now.
Okay, awesome. Perfect, there we go. Let's rock and roll. Thanks so much, Anna. There we go. The beautiful part about this business, and I will tell you this, is that I don't have a boss. And so there's no one saying you just failed. And so we're going to dock your pay or fire you. Thank goodness. As you can see, I'm in my house. And that's the beautiful part about this business. And I work with great people like Anna. So here we go. Everything's better with Neora. And like I said, I'm going to go through this information fairly quickly. I talk pretty quickly. But again, this is being recorded. And you can write down any questions you have so you can get back with the person inviting you on the Zoom. And so what I'm about to share with you is that we're very busy people, and we have products that are multifunctional, easy to use, backed by science, extremely clean, and they absolutely work. They're guaranteed to work. And why is that? Because most of our products, and I'm just giving one example of our night cream, have multiple active ingredients in them rather than just one with a bunch of filler. We have products that are power packed and they're aggressively priced so that you can get the best results possible. These are my 1 week results. Even though I got these results, I didn't do anything for 2 years. Why? Because my perception of what I thought this was completely off. But 2 years later, I gave my mom a bottle to try. And these are her 28-day results. To say that I became one of her favorite kids at that moment is an understatement. She had tears in her eyes and actually said, your father's the only one that's seen me without makeup in almost 2 years. This is my fraternity brother, Tom White. Never used any product in his life. He's a hockey guy. He's from Chicago. He's got the accent and everything. Used our night cream, day cream, and cleanser on his entire head, and you can see the results. This is Ricardo Maldonado in Texas. In your 2-year results, but I'm going to talk about. All of our customers can put their results in a 90-day contest. Our products work on all skin types, all skin tones, male, female, old, young, it doesn't matter. Look at the even skin texture, the deep lines gone. My friend Tara Adams in Florida, Angry 11's gone, pore size diminished, skin looks like porcelain. This next one's my favorite. It's her mother-in-law, Cindy Wolf. Look at that. It doesn't even look like the same person. She said, Tim, I need a new haircut because I have a new face. Here's a fun story. She used Merle Norman for over 50 years, and as a favor, used our products for less than 90 days to her daughter-in-law. And we have a woman on our Zoom tonight that's going to share her story that ran Merle Norman franchises. And again, look at the even skin texture tone, the dark circles under the eyes gone. Look at the neckline. These are our products for our night cream, day cream, body contouring firm. The bags under the eyes are gone. The mother and daughter decided to take their before and after photos. They aged backwards together. I worked my first restaurant job at Chili's. This is Cameron Brooks. He was a server. I was a busboy. His daughter, after he started using our eye serum, said, Dad, you need to take your after photos. Those are his incredible results. Carol Klein, she's one of our great friends. She's a 5-time New York Times bestselling author and business partner with Neora. She got bestselling author with the Chicken Soup series. These are her results with our eye patches. This is our cleanser, LumaBoost night cream, day cream. So if you have these type of issues, we can help you out. Kate Stevens, who's a teacher in Iowa, one of our top brand partners. We were in the Bahamas with her. These are her results with the LumaBoost. This is Rachel. I mean, anyone would look at their face and make that face if they saw the results that you get with our with our New York complexion acne pad. So who do you know with acne? This is Allie Wedding. She and I work very closely together. The blackhead's gone. This is Nate Givens. Blackhead's on his nose gone. Look at his cheekbone. Absolutely smoothed out. This is a fun story. Diana. Diana is a friend of a friend here in Chicago. A friend of mine saw me on Facebook. She's an esthetician, said, I have a friend who's an esthetician. She can't get rid of her acne. She's tried everything. Can you help her? I said, I'll give her 10 pads to try. These are her results with just 10 pads. Tammy Meese is on our team. This is the body contouring firm. It tightens up loose skin, cellulite, dimples. This is her arm. Living in California, you can't tell me that now she walks out of the house with better confidence. That's actually what we sell here. This is my friend Kelly Lieberman. She was a customer before she became a brand partner. Why did she become a brand partner? Because 30 days after she got these results, she said, are you kidding me? I'm not sharing my results for free. Her neckline, the chest area, these are her legs. And yes, I did give permission to share these. She showed these to 2 of her friends at Starbucks. They didn't believe her, so she had to take them to the bathroom to show her actual leg because they didn't believe these results were real. A Pilates instructor who's in California couldn't get rid of her baby belly until she used our product. Erms is on my team in the Philippines. She used our body contouring firm. It's topical, non-invasive, all natural. Chan Anderson in Australia lost 150 pounds, loose skin. Her doctor said, you're gonna have to go under the knife. Her friend from New York, thank God, said, why don't you try our product for 90 days? These are her results. She's now a walking billboard to earn money from home. And it is Firmageddon. Last year, we sold out 3 times of our body contouring firm from those results that you saw. It's one of Sofia Vergara's favorite products. And check this out. We're on a sale right now. $10 off plus free shipping for 2 bottles of firm. They are flying off the shelves because of the results you just saw, or you can be summer ready with the body contouring firm and our Invisiblock, which deals with UVA, UVB, and blue light from your smart device for $15 off. This is what I'm talking about with our, we reward customers for a 90-day challenge. We do it 4 times a year. So every 3 months, We ask our customers to send in their before and after photos. First, second, and third place get $3,000, $1,000, or $500. Is it worth it to prove us wrong that these products don't work? And when they do, you might win some cash. This is an awesome picture because it's not one of our topical products. It's an ingestible. It's our Youth Factor for cellular health. Our wellness products are just as power-packed, multifunctional, backed by science, just as clean, and work just as easy as our topicals. This is a cellular product that reveals brighter looking skin from the inside out. It also has a side effect of thicker hair growth for people like my friend Leslie Hawker, Shannon Wagner, and this is my friend Dan Duggan here in Chicago. He saw those results on social media and said, will it work for my hair? I said, we don't market it for hair growth, our Youth Factor, but you could take your before and after photos. 30 days later, if you're not satisfied, let's get your money back. These are his results. He's super happy. We have wellness, energy, balance your circadian rhythm, overall health. Again, we're an anti-aging company, a 360-degree holistic view of anti-aging. One of my friends took a sleep chew one time, but she recorded her sleep for a week before she did it. Do you think that she got some better sleep? She fell asleep faster and slept longer with one chew. And this is why everyone's talking about us, results. It has nothing to do with how good Tim is as a salesperson. In fact, it hurt me to try to sell it. All I had to do was share it. And when I did that, people started becoming customers and brand partners. And we've never paid for an article, by the way. And our CEO and founder on the top left is why I signed up. You might not know him, but I do. He took my company that I was with about 15 years ago from $50 million in 28 years to $400 million in 4. That's why I signed up. He created Neora Rhythm, which is what I plugged into to have my success. He created Live Happy Magazine, spoke in front of the United Nations to help sanction the International Day of Happiness, which was yesterday, actually Friday. Wrote The Slight Edge, a best-selling book for Olympians and top executives. At the bottom, below him, we give back. We're a company that loves to give back. Big Brothers Big Sisters, one of their #1 corporate sponsors, over $5 million in charitable foundations globally with World Vision. #1 ranking on Inc. magazine. We are $1.5 billion in global sales, top 23 years in a row for the Direct Selling Association, which is unheard of. We're in multiple countries, and most importantly, the ingredients you find in our products you cannot find anywhere else. The industry we're in is evergreen. It's ever growing. It'll never go away. $4.2 trillion and growing. U.S. workers will be in a side gig. How many? 45% is what Forbes magazine says. And with what's going on today, which is something we could have never, ever imagined, more and more people are now looking for another way to earn money from home because that's where you have to be. We have the solution. What's the solution? You share results, invite people on a Zoom like this, you get paid. It surpasses TV, radio, magazines, and all influencers. The money goes in your pocket. And why is that? Because we use the platform that Neora is on is the internet, social media. Business isn't evolving, it has. Netflix took over Blockbuster. Uber took over taxis. Airbnb is the largest hotel chain in the world. They don't own one hotel room and all brick and mortar stores are closing. We take e-commerce with the relationships you have, use social media to leverage it, and that's the opportunity that we have. And right now, we are having the biggest promotion we've ever had in 8 years, and it couldn't come at a better time. $49.95 to start your business today, which is unbelievable. And you get a $20 coupon towards your immediate product that you would buy right now. We think that our opportunity is actually the best product that we offer. Why? Because you get these packs. If you don't want to just come in at $49.95, I had a friend of mine come in at $1,000 just this past week. Why? Because you can get almost $2,000 worth of product for $1,000, one-time investment. So you can choose the $500, $750, $1,000, or $49.95. It just depends on where you want to come in at. But everyone gets to participate in the opportunity. They get marketing materials, personalized website, back office support. The website alone is worth 10 times the $1,000 that anyone would invest. It's global and interactive, and you get a free 30-day subscription to Your Edge, which is like 2 assistants and a secretary. How do we make money? Super simple. Do you know people that would love to look and feel their best? Yes, great. If you know of all the people you know on social media, in your phone, do you know 9 people out of 400 that could say, oh my gosh, I would love to buy those products. That means you have 9 customers. Not only do you get $140 of the free product, but you get a $150 bonus every single month because you have 9 customers on the books. But do you know 3 people who could use an opportunity right now? Are you kidding me? Just 3? And if you help those 3 people get 6 customers themselves, you're making about $700 a month. Who could use $700 a month bonus every month right now for just having this in place? You don't have to keep getting 9 and keep getting 3 who get 6. Just have this in place and you make 700. But imagine if you had an army of people out there just doing this. That's how many of us have been able to build businesses. Oh, and by the way, I can't forget this. We're launching a never seen before on the market hair care product set that can not only show thicker hair growth, shinier, silkier hair, but also restores your natural pigment. I said that correctly. You heard me correctly. That's why we're so excited. Free new how you get the trips and cars. Become a customer, become a brand partner. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to bring on some people to share their story about how and why they got started and what Neora has been able to do for them. So I'm going to start with Wendy Hatton.
Hey, can you hear me okay, Tim?
Totally.
Oh, yeah. Hey, everyone. I hope you guys are having a great evening and enjoying some unexpected family time. I know we're truly enjoying that part. My name's Wendy Hatton. Keep it quick. My background, like he was talking about Merrill Norman Cosmetics, I used to own 3 of those. Prior to that, I used to manage 5. I'd worked in the skincare industry over 20 years, okay? Now, that being said, if you own your own business on here, that was tough. It was very stressful, and I loved what I did, but it was just, I was keep putting money in. So my husband's like, hey, we got to cut our losses. We sold the franchises and got out. Girlfriend reached out to me and she said, you need to do this with me. And I said, hey, I'm never selling anything again. She showed me some before and after pictures. I said, hold up. I'm interested in looking younger. Did not believe the pictures were real. Okay. Again, even after I got out of my franchises, I went to medical grade skincare. I didn't care what it cost. I was fighting aging as fast as I could. And I tried our products and was blown away. I only joined this business to get them free, which a lot of us I know on here, the same thing, because I'm a mom. And I thought if I can get these free, then great. That's more money I can spend on my kid. Oh, God, this company's been such a blessing. Those business packages are like franchises in a box, people. Basically, 8 months in, it became full-time income for myself. And 2 years in, my husband was able to retire out of corporate America. We do this full-time. You probably picked up on my accent. I'm from a tiny town in eastern Kentucky, Sayersville, Kentucky. It's the highest in the state of Kentucky for unemployment, okay? Doesn't matter where you live. Doesn't matter the accent you have. Like Tim said, this company, if you're willing to follow a system and help a lot of people, it'll forever change, your life. And I've never been more grateful to have a company I can work from home. So that's kind of like I said, if you're thinking about it, please reach out to whoever invited you on here because it truly, you're going to love it. First of all, you're going to love it when you open it up and take those before pictures. It's going to be like Christmas in a box, and the amount of people that you can help with it. That's the best part of it. So that's kind of my story, and I'll turn it back over to you, Tim.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much, Wendy. Now we're going to go to Shelly Cotter.
Hello, everyone. Because of this lockdown, I just have to say, and our Neora products has my skin looking like super fresh, and I go makeupless most days. So let's applaud that, right? I love what this company has done, the products, what it's done for my skin, my confidence in general. I started this business almost 6 years ago. It'll be six years in a couple days. A friend of mine introduced the company and the products to me. We were both in pharmaceutical sales together. And honestly, at the time, I had no interest in adding yet another thing into my life. My kids were small, full-time working. And the truth is I was just afraid of overcommitting myself. And, how would I get out of this once I said yes? Maybe I don't want to do it much longer, but I just couldn't shake the idea of making a little extra money on the side. Even though my husband and I both financially were doing well, I still wanted a little extra money for myself, you know, that guilt-free cash. And that's really what I was looking for when I first started. And that's what it provided right away. I was able to get my investment back and start making money from there. And just like Wendy said, it wasn't even, you know, 8 months to a year where I was surpassing what I was making in pharmaceuticals. And so it was a beautiful gift that was given to me, completely unexpected. But what it all comes down to is I simply used the products. I loved the products, and I was willing to be a walking testimony for them. And I shared it with friends who were buying the products somewhere anyway. They were either going to an esthetician, they were going to the CVS, they were going to the Nordstrom, spending way more than what they would on Neora products. And here I am able to tell them how our products work so much better. They're cleaner for you and they're more affordable. And by the way, I was showing them my own personal testimony, my own personal before and afters, and sharing all sorts of other before and afters of many other brand partners in the business. So 6 years, I left pharmaceuticals after the first year, and I've been working work from home mother since. And the biggest joy I would say is not only do I get to run this business and spend time with many wonderful people, my network has grown, and it's a network of wonderful, smart, happy people. I love that is my circle, but I also I get to continue to help people. But I also get to watch my kids grow up. I put them on the bus. I take them off the bus. Well, you know, when they actually did go to school, but here I am now being able to be this at-home mother and not carry some of those stresses that other people have because their jobs are at stake. So I just want to say that this has been a huge blessing. And if I didn't say yes when I did, you know, my trajectory of my future would have been very, very different. So I'll pass it back to you, Tim.
Thanks so much, Shelly. And now we're going to go to Don Wilkinson in California. I think we got to there you go, unmute your phone. There you go.
Yeah, okay, there we go. Hey man, thanks for putting this on. I'll tell you, it's a great job. I got to say that appreciate what people are saying. My background was publishing residential real estate magazines. Most people have heard of the Homes and Land magazine network. And back in the 2008, 9, 10, I owned about 8 of those until the market crashed. Lost everything, ended up working for a company I used to own, not knowing what I was going to do. And I got contacted a couple of years later by a friend who offered me a bottle of face cream. And similar to you, I was like, what are you giving this to me for? I don't use face cream. But she also was smart enough to share some information on a video. And it was a video of Jeff Olson talking about certain principles of success that made total sense to me. He talked about the product, the science, the exclusivity, the barrier of entry, the management team, the systems that were in place, which I was, you know, familiar with franchising. And so that made a lot of sense to me. And then he talked about the compensation, which is of interest. And then ultimately talked about the culture, and that what he was going to build and what we were going to build together was a culture of making a difference in people's lives. And, you know, ultimately loving, caring, and sharing. That's a theme we have with the business. It's very true and held out since the beginning to be true. So what I can tell you is I haven't done anything else except this business in, 8 years, whatever it's been. And it's just been an amazing ride. And one friend told me, and I've kind of shared this with people, that really what we're doing here is taking people from not knowing to knowing about the product or the opportunity. And then people make the choices they wish to make from there. But I appreciate sharing my experience, and let you go from there, Tim. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Don. And now we're going to go to Teresa Walbrink in California.
Hi, everyone. Blessings, health, and light to all of you. I am so excited. Thank you, Tim, for putting this on. You guys, my background is fitness and nutrition. My husband and I own a medical product development company. So we have 2 things in kind of health and wellness. And honestly, if I was still training people right now, I would not be working. Yet I get to work from home, and there's so many great things that you can do from home. And honestly, I found out about this from a girlfriend of mine. You'll hear from her later. And I came home and asked my husband to go take a listen because I was so impressed with the science. That's what it was for us. We didn't have a lot of before and after pictures when we started 8 years ago. And so he went and took a listen, came home and said, honey, I think we need to get involved with this business. He saw the science. He saw the patents. He does a lot of patent infringement cases and a lot of expert witnessing. And honestly, I am so grateful and so thankful that he said, let's do this, because I had no idea what I was doing. I called my girlfriend. I said, I guess we're joining. I don't know what to do. She said, I don't know either. Just watch the videos. And honestly, my husband said something that was so true, and this is so true for all of us. He said, worst case is we have a write-off at the end of the year. Well, honestly, after that first year, it was the very best case. And I was able to be a very small part of a very big change in a lot of people's lives. And it's not that I'm allergic to money, yet that's not what it's about for me. It is about helping people to realize their hopes and their goals and their dreams. If you were invited on here, someone that loves you, please get back with them. Tim, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Teresa. Now we're going to go from California to Noblesville, Indiana with Paisha Meismer.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me on. I am from Noblesville, Indiana, and my background before Neora was I was in corporate sales. And at that point in my life, honestly, I was very burnt out. I was overwhelmed. I had a 1-year-old son, and I was trying to juggle balancing 40 hours a week and balancing seeing my son. I was seeing him about an hour a day, and it just wasn't good enough for me. I was desperate at that point to find something, but I started looking, and the cost of daycare, part-time work, it was not equaling out in pay. And I was invited to a party. And honestly, I went to support my friend. I had no intentions of even thinking of it as a business opportunity. With the skincare, I didn't take care of my skin, so I would have never thought it was a business opportunity. I didn't even wash my face. So all those out there that are like that, I am like that too, or I was. But I fell in love with the product. I saw before and after photos, like Tim and everybody's saying. Someone shared the before and after photos with me, and I thought, oh my gosh, if that did that to your skin, I'm going to have to use something. So I started using it, and I started loving it. And at that point, it was like, ding, ding, ding. Oh my gosh, what if this is it? And I kept pushing it back. The assumptions that I had already made with direct marketing, and I'm not a skincare expert, and is this really going to work? All those things that, you know, people say to themselves. And I thought, but what if I took a chance and saw that could be that part-time gig that I want to do and stayed home? And I know so many people out there are desperate right now, and they're looking for something. So what if this is it, and why not try it? And that's honestly what I have to share tonight is it's worth the leap. It's so much fun. And for the prices, the products alone are amazing. So if anything worse comes to worse, yeah, it's a tax write-off and you love the products. So that's pretty much my story, and thanks. You can take it back.
Thanks so much, Paisha. Now we're going to go to Vicky and John Downey, ironically in Corona, Florida.
Corona, California. Yeah.
California, not Florida. California.
But it is funny. We live in Corona. But anyway, yes, excited to be on here, and we can echo so many people's comments there. A friend of mine, I used to be a teacher, and a friend of mine shared the product with me. I was completely skeptical. I was criticizing every photograph. The video I criticized. It was out of control. And I went to a party at a friend's house, and now we're doing them online. But when I came home, John became the voice of reason. I told him all about it. We were business owners before, and he said, Vic, this sounds like everything we've been praying for.
Yeah, so we were business owners before, but then I got a regular job, so I became a policeman, and I ended up working for the city of Los Angeles. So I loved my job. I really loved working in the city of Los Angeles, but I was really always looking for that perfect business again. And when Vicki told me about what she saw, I thought this could be it. This is something we can work from home. And really, I saw it as, I guess, just another supplemental income for our family, just another stream of income. And I didn't realize how significant that stream of income ended up being. It wasn't very much longer, and it was quite a bit. And it got to the point where I was able to retire from my job as a policeman about 9 years earlier than I had planned, which, not that I didn't want to continue being a policeman. Like I said, I loved it, but I love my family more. And like Tim said, we get to work from home. What a blessing that is. So we get to work from home and actually help other people. So I'm telling you, and the other thing too, when we saw this, we didn't pass on it, and we didn't hesitate. When we saw the opportunity, we said, you know, we've got to jump on board and do this. And I'm so glad we did, because it has completely changed our lives. Thanks, Tim.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Vicki and John. And now we're going to go to one of my favorite people who's helped me out recently so much, is Anna Camp in California.
Hey, Tim, thanks for having me on, and thanks for putting this together. Hi, everybody out there. I live here in Southern California, Anna Camp, and when Neora found me, I say it that way because I really believe this company finds us, but when Neora found me, I was working a business of my own. I don't know how many of you out there have had or have a traditional business of your own, but boy, talk about the amount of risk that you take. And I was working 50, 60 hours a week. I had a massive amount of overhead every single month. The last person that got paid was me. And thank goodness it was semi-thriving. But in the process of that, in the process of getting to a point where I was getting it off the ground, I was also going into a lot of credit card debt. And as I said, just working a ridiculous amount of hours. And when Neora found me, it found me in the hands of a 6'5" man. And I really thought he was crazy. I thought, what man knows anything about skincare? We have a lot of men in the business, by the way. But I didn't really believe it. But when I saw the before and after pictures that he had, all I could think was, oh my gosh, I want some of that. And I wasn't buying anything for myself. And he was so great. I was thrilled when he gave me a bottle. He said, just take it home for a couple days, try it, see what you think. And I knew right away in trying it that my skin felt different, the texture was different, and I couldn't stand it. I literally couldn't sleep because I kept thinking, well, this person would want it and that person would want it. And I ended up buying a business pack. I bought the biggest business pack for $1,000. My credit card should not have gone through. I was in about $50,000 of credit card debt and on the verge of losing my home. And it was the best thing I ever did. And the best thing I ever did really in that moment was jumping quickly because I just literally handed 10 of those bottles out to my friends. We took our before pictures. 25 days later, we took our after pictures, and it was so obvious. There was photographic, absolute proof that the product worked. And from then on, it went from my head where I thought, well, there's no way, to my heart, and knowing that I had something that was really going to help people look better. And ultimately now with all of the products, feel better, think better, and of course, live better too. So I just want to encourage you. We have already done all the work. We already know the product works. We already have a system that works. And whoever put you on here tonight, get back to them because they loved you enough and cared enough about you to get out of their comfort zone and invite you on. So get your questions answered, definitely. And I'm going to turn it back over to you, Tim. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Anna. And we're going to close out now. So, you know, like Anna said, get back with the person inviting you on the Zoom, but I'm going to leave it with a person who was named our brand partner of the year last year. And you're going to see why, because she's full of energy, but she leads with her heart. So we're going to go to Louisville, Kentucky, to Jennifer Givens.
Hello, everyone. Every time someone says that, I suddenly crawl into a hole and get uncomfortable. Not that I'm from Louisville, Kentucky, but the brand partner part. So just so you guys know, my background is in nursing. I've been a nurse for, what is this year? 18 years now. And I was originally a pediatric oncology nurse. And when I was introduced to Neora, I was actually teaching nursing in a college. So I taught days, nights, and online, and had actually been enrolled as a full-time student as well, getting my master's in nursing. Not because I had a super profound love for education or anything, but because that was the only option I knew to create more income for our family. So at that time, my children were 9 months old, 3 and 8. So basically my life was sheer and utter chaos at every second of every day. And if anyone had told me you will also add a business to this plate, I would have thought, I probably would have been committed to an institution, honestly. But when I did it, when I joined it, I didn't see it for that. I really didn't, if I'm being honest. I really liked the product. I'd used it for a whopping 10 days. I really liked the product. And to me, I enrolled with one of the packs because it was the best deal. So that's who I am by nature. If I went to, I wish I could go to Chick-fil-A right now. If I went to Chick-fil-A right now, I would figure out the cheapest way to get the chicken nuggets that we needed. That's just how my brain operates. And so for me, it was the best value. That's what I saw in the bigger packages, was the best value for my dollar. And I figured, worst case scenario, I'll use the products. And if no one ever wants them, whatever, I got a great discount going forward, right? But that's not what happened. It was in the beginning, it was a little bit of extra income for us. It was, grocery bill. Then I remember the day we could pay the babysitter with this money. It was like it was something totally separate. Then it was, oh my gosh, we can pay our son's school tuition with this money, which was huge for us because that came out of our savings account every year, which I don't know where we thought it was going to keep coming back from, but whatever. And then inevitably it did replace my entire income, paid off my student loan for the master's degree that I got, and also eventually replaced my husband's income. So I don't say those things for any other reason besides to maybe give you a little hope that this was not something I would have ever looked at. I didn't even know it was an option, to be bluntly honest. To me, my only option that I knew traditionally was schooling. So to do something like this was very much out of my character. It was very uncomfortable for me. I was determined and bound that I would never change who I was. And I have to tell you guys that I didn't. I'm still very authentic. I still say what's on my mind. I still lead with my heart. I still help a lot of people in a different way now, but in my opinion, a much more fun way, right? Trying to save lives every day. And so in this instance, I feel like sometimes you get something that you didn't even know there was going to be a reason that you needed it. And for some of you on here, I do not want to downplay what you may be experiencing. I'm going to get choked up talking about it. I don't want to downplay what you might be experiencing in your life right now. And I don't want you to think that any person who just spoke before me is trying to take advantage of that. We truly know in our hearts, or else we wouldn't be on here, what this has done for our own families and for so many families of other people that we know and love. And we desperately want to offer you something that could potentially help you as well. And so I hope that that comes across to you all through this. I hope that you got some of your questions answered through what Tim presented earlier so greatly for you all, and through some of the before and afters, maybe built a little belief in you for what you would be able to offer to be able to help other people in a time of need, and a time where honestly, not only do people, they're still going to be purchasing anti-aging. That's historical data, right? Anti-aging and wellness, they're going to be purchasing those anyways. But in a time where people need community, they need positivity, they need what we are and what we've always been here as a company. And so I pray that if nothing else, you'll try some of our products, but hopefully you'll see this as a viable option for something that you can do at a time right now when we are searching for ways to find a positive in our day, right? I promise you that if nothing else, the people here will surround you. Just to mention this to you guys, because I do think it's very unique. A lot of the people, most people who spoke on here are not linked through any kind of whatever you want to call it. I never knew what any of it meant before I started, so I'm not even going to try to pretend like you do. We are all independent of one another, but that's the culture of the company. It truly is one that works together, that lifts people up, that cheers people on for their successes. And I promise you, you would have a whole team of people, slew of people, human beings, loving you, holding your hand along the way, plugging into this system, and hopefully helping you reach whatever goal that you're trying to earn from this company as well. So we all, on behalf of all of us and whomever invited you on here, we thank you so much for taking time out of your night to listen in. Please get back to whomever invited you, ask them whatever additional questions you have. I promise you we're open books. They'll answer anything you want to know, and hopefully we'll have you a part of our Neora family in some way, shape, or form. So thanks for having me on, guys, and thanks to all of you for joining us as well. Good night, everyone, and thank you to all of our service workers. We love you so much, forever and ever.